Okay, everybody, we just wrapped up the first Festool Shop Talk podcast with Lydia from Drywall Shorty. She is a professional drywall contractor in Bozeman, Montana. And it was such a great episode because we learned how she started her business 18 years ago. You gotta give it a listen. You can follow her on Drywall Shorty on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And also give us a subscribe on our new Festool Shop Talk podcast. Lydia, my name is Ryan. They call me Sedge.
Yes, I follow you and I watch all of your tutorials. They're very informative.
Hey, guess what? I do the same. Drywall Shorty. Too cool. Too cool. Yeah. Well, I want to welcome everybody to the Festool USA Planex Launch Party. This is a new format for us other than the Festool Live. And what's wicked cool about it is we got Lydia on here from Drywall Shorty. And, okay, let me see if I got my research done right, Lydia. Okay. You're from Bozeman,
yeah, Bozeman.
Montana.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a drywall contractor.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
Okay. So, I always love it. I always love it when I look at your Instagram account and it says, I'm short and I finished drywall. So I know how you got your name. How long have you been a drywall contractor?
I've been finishing drywall for 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I started when I was 18 with my dad. Went to college for a semester, didn't like it. He needed help, so I started working for him. So I've been in the field for 18 years.
That is so cool. And you're
what'd you say?
You're the business owner, right?
Yeah, my husband and I own our business together, so I work with my husband.
Oh, that's so cool. Is that in the using the Planex?
Yep, that's him using the Planex.
Okay, so not too long ago, we sent you a Planex as a test program, right?
Yep.
And a couple of the executives came running out saying, hey, it's on Facebook. Lydia's doing it on Facebook. Could you tell the audience how many people saw that?
I think it was like 7.5 million or something like that is what it wound up being. Like the total impressions when everything was finished, it was like, and it's still going too. I know there's still like videos and people are still watching it. So yeah, it was over 7 million though, I think were the impressions.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy. People were so excited. Like they loved the light. They loved the the ingenuity of it. They were like, yes, like, yeah, they went nuts.
So your overall impression of the Planex, I mean, I have to call it the new Planex, but everybody's calling it 2.0. Actually, our third version of it. What's your initial thought of it?
I think it's amazing. I've actually never owned anything Festool, so I was like, whoa, like it's so smart. You guys really think through everything. Like I have it right here with me. Like all of this, like I've never had a tool that's had that. Like shows you how to put it back in the box, explains how to use it. Like it's like so incredibly well thought out. And the machine is just fantastic.
Lydia, I want to pan back to the head. I want to show it. Stop right there. You see that right there?
Yeah.
Picture of me. I had to stand for 5 hours for the guy to draw.
Well, you must be really like have a lot of upper body strength then if you had to stand for 5 hours.
Oh my arms were tired. I'm telling you. Too cool. How do you like the dust extraction on it?
There's like there's no dust. Like it's fantastic. Actually, my dad is a drywall finisher too. That's how I got in the business. And he asked to borrow it because I've been telling him about it. And he's never, ever used a power sander or a Festool or anything. And he borrowed it the other day. And he's like, this thing is amazing. He's like, there was no dust on the walls at all. And he painted too. So he was painting his work. And he usually like wipe down the walls afterwards. But he didn't have to do any of that. So it was like I was impressed. My dad's 65 and he was trying something new and wanted to use it and had never tried a power sander ever. And
Cool.
he's like, this thing is amazing.
Yeah, he's a young guy like me. Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. This is really nice. You know, I have a couple of guys in the room with me because they're the guys operating the camera or whatever. And we all talk all the time because I can do stuff with the Planex and tell people how great it is. But when we have it with a pro like yourself, it just makes all the difference for us. And for us to hear it, you know, that you guys like it, you like it, your dad likes it, your husband likes it. It makes our day. These guys are giddy behind me right now. Like, oh my God, that's awesome. Too cool. All right. So I have a couple other questions for you if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Kind of like your business. And one of the questions that came up was, hey, I mean, this has been a trying year. How has it affected you in Bozeman and the drywall business?
So
yeah,
Bozeman has been insane. It's everybody wants to live here all of a sudden. So for us, it's been, we just can't finish it fast enough. You can't build it fast enough. So last year when it happened, we were right in the middle of a smooth wall, like a really big custom smooth wall. And we were kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen. Is stuff going to continue? And we just, it just has gotten busier, I would say, here than it ever has been.
Wow.
So we kind of had the opposite effect because everybody's moving here because they can now, because they can work from home. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you got probably a lot of Californians moving in, huh?
We do. We do. California, Washington, Arizona, like you name it. It's we can't build stuff fast enough. So for us, it's been really good, but our housing prices have gotten like insane. They've doubled since last year. So
I was out picking up some mud the other day because I've been doing a lot of stuff on the drywall behind me. Planex Launch. And somebody told me as I went in, I bought it at Menards. And as I went in, they told me, mud is hard to come by.
Yeah.
And I went, what? So everywhere. I was out and about this weekend at a farmer's market, and a guy I met from Dell Computers was saying, hey, how's the supply chain at Festool? And I went, you guys are having a problem too? Everybody's having a supply chain, and we see it in the building trades a lot. So you're seeing it also with supplies?
Yeah. So as far as I understand it, the companies that manufacture the chemicals are in Texas. So when all of this stuff happened and the Texas froze, essentially, it stopped the supply chain of the chemicals that they need to make the muds and the compounds and all of those things. So it's been, we haven't been too bad up here, but I know a lot of people can't find like +3, they can't find taping mud, they can't find like, it's been interesting. So we have like a building boom, and then on top of it, tricky to find materials. It's just it's been crazy.
Wow. Cool. Okay, so I have to mention something.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, I knew this was coming up, and I went and it creeped you out a little. I went and stalked your Facebook page. And I was so impressed.
Oh, thanks.
And the reason is for this. And years ago, I'll tell you a quick story because I'm a storytelling guy. I met a guy in Providence, Rhode Island. Have you ever heard of the name Myron Ferguson?
Yeah.
Okay, he became a friend of mine, and I was going to do some drywall in my basement. And he gave me his DVD. Okay, and I watched it actually. These were popular. And he told me on the DVD, he showed me how to mark out the floor where the cameras were going to be. Okay, so I had these guys come in and hang all the board, and they forgot. I go, hey, you got to cut a hole here because there's a mark on the floor. Those guys loved it.
That's a great idea. Cans get buried all the time, constantly.
It was priceless. Okay, so let's get back to what I did a couple days ago. I went and watched your job site. I watched all like 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed because here at Festool, I'm known as Festool Sedge. I like to teach people about Festool. It's just what I've done for 14 years. But what you're doing is so genuine and authentic. You're just walking through the job site. I was so impressed with all these little, like the difference between hot mud, you know, the quick set stuff and all of that. And even watching that, pros can pull off of it. But also, you're talking the difference between what is known as a flat and a butt joint, how to tape that, and the difference between fiberglass and regular tape and where to use it. And I was just like, you have become the resource.
Oh.
It's unbelievable. You're like that. For me, you're the new Myron Ferguson.
Wow. Well, that is a huge, because Myron is like, he knows the stuff. He's been an educator and, you know, somebody you can trust and has the work to back it up. So,
how did you stumble on that formula? You must love to teach.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I didn't think that I was going to do that with this. It kind of just turned into its own thing. So people started asking me questions. And like I constantly, my DMs were like full, like constantly full of how do I do this? What's this? What's this mud? How do I do, what order do I tape my job in? Like, how do I use this tape? And so I just started doing videos to answer questions, and then it turned into this. So
it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I just freak out when somebody says, hey, yeah, I watched your video, and I went, oh, I met the person who watched the video. You know, but for me, I learned this from a few guys, and I call them old timers. I'm the old timer now, but you have to pass on what you know, right?
Yeah.
We have to bring those young folks into the trade and say, hey, listen, look what I'm doing, right? You can do it too and make a great living at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of the game, is bringing people into the trades, because it's a great, all my friends are in the trades. It's to this day. I mean, I was a cabinet maker in Fort Lauderdale, and those are still my friends, you know?
Yeah.
And it's funny because you just said something also. You know what you know. You've been doing this your whole life, it sounds like, you know?
Yeah, it's my career. I think I finally realized, like, this is my career. Yeah.
You think people know something, like when I'm teaching a class, I'm doing some layout, and I go, you just do it like this, and they go, hey, time out. Show me that again. So little things I picked up watching that job site video of yours, it was really cool because you mark the walls and everything where you need to put extra mud and extra fill and stuff like that. And I was going, see, that's not the stuff that people need to know. And people can pull stuff off that, pros, DIY people and stuff like that. So what do you think when you look at your audience? I don't know if you know the demographics of your audience, whether YouTube or your Drywall Shorty across all platforms, right?
Yeah. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and then I'm on TikTok, but I feel too old to be on there. I don't know.
Hey, I'm on TikTok sometimes.
Yeah. Like, man, I feel way too old to be on this platform, but you know, it's okay.
It's all good. No. Cool. So, okay, I'm gonna just delve a little more into it and bring it back to Festool. Okay. Yeah. So, what do you think of the mixer? Have you used it yet?
Yeah, we actually used it yesterday. That thing is powerful.
Yeah,
wow.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have an intense amount of control with it too, which is really nice, and it doesn't spin the bucket.
Very cool. Good observation. You have to teach people that. Also, the paddle that comes with it is pretty much the one you probably are going to use most of the time.
Yeah, we messed around with a couple different ones, but it's nice because it sucks the water down. So, you know, when you put your mud and then you put your water on top, and then if you go to mix with something normal, it'll splash water everywhere. The bucket will spin, and then it's hitting you, you know, with the bucket parts. So it was super nice because it grabbed it and sucked it down, and then there was no bucket spinning. So it was perfect.
That is too cool. Did you get a chance to run any screws through the DWC gun?
Not yet. The one we're on right now is already hung, so we haven't gotten to mess around with that, but
cool.
We will for sure.
Man, we'd really appreciate your feedback on that.
Yeah.
Too cool. Hey, I got a question for you. When you're talking to me like this and you can watch me, does it look like I'm looking down at some notes that they taped for me on this?
No. You're doing a good job.
because this is our first one like this. We did one recently with a painter, but I was the guest on it, and it went really well. They told me it was going to be 30 minutes, and it ended up being 2.5 hours. And I was
I
like,
know, right?
oh, yeah, because, you get talking and stuff like that. So this is kind of a pilot we're doing. We're calling it the Planex Takeover, but we're also going to probably put this on a few other platforms, possibly.
That's the plan.
So we're really excited about it, and it's just something to add because we want to talk to pros out there and get their advice on things. So I'm going to ask you one more trades question. If you were to give a young person any advice starting out in the drywall contracting business, what would that one thing be?
Push through. When you start, you're not going to be doing the fun stuff right away. Like, it's just not how it works. It takes a lot of time to get good at it. So don't expect to like walk on the job and be a pro right away. Like, you really have to learn. You have to get those hand skills built up. You have to practice essentially, because you have to learn. So don't think that you're too good to scrape floors or sweep or do lunch runs or pack stuff in from the truck, because that's what it is. Like, the first 3 months is you're kind of like the do everything that nobody else wants to do, but they did it too. So just show up and learn, and you just push through. It's going to be hard and you're going to be tired, but if you really want it, then you'll do it.
Yeah, we called it in the cabinet business, you got to do your school of hard knocks first.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to do that. You got to pay your dues. Then eventually it starts to flow.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, one more question for you, not about Festool. Did you guys have any questions about your Planex or anything that we could that Derek could probably answer you?
You don't want my help.
I'm messing around.
I would say just like with the suction. Oh, actually, you know what? For us, when we first got the vac, we had it on auto clean, and we still do, but it scared us, and I thought we broke it. And I was like, oh no. And like, it was making this like dunk dunk sound. So that's totally normal, everybody. You didn't like break your vacuum, because I was like, no, turn it off. Like, we broke it. Like, we busted it. So
yeah, we get a lot of phone calls on that one.
Yeah.
We go, hey, it's gonna scare you in the beginning. Everybody laughs at me in training class because I still jump when I hear it.
Yeah.
But
so that was for us. We were like, oh no. And then we were like, oh, okay. I reached out to a couple people that run the vacs, and they're like, oh, it's totally fine. It's just the auto clean part. So I was like, okay, whew. Like, I don't want to like break the brand new vacuum.
I know, there's something wrong with it.
I know, right? I'm like, oh no, we broke it. But
I just want to point out one thing about that. The auto clean is going to keep up with the Planex, but you still periodically take the filter out and clean it.
Okay, yep, gotcha.
Okay, because it's a M style. It's got a flat at the top, and if you remove a popcorn or a large chips of the drywall flake off, it starts to build up inside. So I tell everybody every 3 or 4 hours, take it out and just hit it up and clean it. But that's about it.
Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been great. I think it's so new for us, and it's so different than what we've used before. So for us, it's just kind of like refining it. So I would say, like, give yourself a little bit of time to like mess around with it and try different suction settings. And just kind of, you're not going to, like, if you've never used it before, it's not going to be like, bam. It's going to be like, well, what if we mess with this, or what if we mess with that? And just kind of fine tuning it to what works the best for you.
You want to know something? That's for any tool and any trade. Out of the box, there's a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody, I don't care if it's a planer, a Planex, a bazooka, whatever. There's a learning curve to it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just say thank you for being here. This was awesome.
Yeah.
We're good?
I think it's great.
Okay, good. We were trying to figure out how long this is going to last. We don't want to take too much of your time. We know you're working today. What time?
It's 10:20. I actually went to the job, and I was going to set up there, but I only had 2 bars of service. So I was like, oh, that's not going to work. So then I raced home and like just kind of like threw everything out really quick. So I'm like, we're in a new subdivision, so cell phone towers. It's Montana. We're just not quite there yet. So
We're
anyway.
in Lebanon, Indiana, and our building's like a big Faraday cage, so we always have to have a special internet connection for this room. So
Oh yeah.
it's crazy. We're in the middle of cornfields out here, so it's kind of
Beautiful Lebanon, Indiana.
Lebanon, Indiana.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's pretty cool. All right, so I want to thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh God, I can't thank you from the bottom of our hearts for working with us on this and being part of this today. Guys, I want to make sure I covered everything, because usually when I stop, I go, oh, I forgot something.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think if we have an opportunity for more conversation down the road, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Maybe we do something probably in a couple of months to see, hey, how's the Planex working for you and stuff like that. This is going to be. Hey, quick question. I'm always about quick questions. Is this okay, like in the middle of the day for you to do something like this, or?
Yeah. And usually I would be on site if the service was good. So it'd be kind of cool because we could walk around, and that might be kind of fun, is maybe we could do like a live demo on site on a job sometime soon.
That would be perfect. But you could also teach people, please.
Yeah.
Never ever stop teaching, because you're really, really good at it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God, you are so awesome. I was like, what are you watching? I'm watching this lady tell me about the job site. Ooh.
So yeah, we actually saw one of Lydia's videos on TikTok. It was someone had duetted it together.
Yeah.
And it was the guy, and the joke was that, oh, my husband's probably watching women on Facebook or on TikTok, and it was you mudding a wall, and he was just like, oh, this is so great.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
awesome.
funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's definitely, when I first started, I was like, who's going to want to watch me do drywall? Like, that's boring.
If you've ever done it,
Yeah.
you can learn a lot.
Right. Yeah. I have 2 German Shepherds.
Oh, way cool. I got
Yeah.
3 golden doodles at home.
Oh, those are so sweet. They're so beautiful.
You know what I named my first one? Capex, after the saw. my vet looks at me and goes, you're nuts.
That's a really cute name. Does it have a nickname, or you just call it Capex?
Oh, we call her nicknames now KK.
KK, that's super cute.
Yeah, for sure. What do you do?
We have Ava and Tia.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How old are they?
They're both about
Oh,
3.
dog.
Yeah, so Tia is actually a white German Shepherd. We got her from the shelter.
Oh, wait.
She was going to be put down because she's so afraid of people, and she was like off on her own little spot in the shelter, and we went to go see her, and she was like, she wouldn't come up to us, wouldn't like take treats or anything. She was so afraid. And then we brought Ava to meet her. She's a black and red German. We've had her since she was a puppy, and they just like clicked. Like they were like best of friends. And it's been cool to see how Ava has pulled Tia like out of her shell and like just changed her. Oh, come here, Aves.
Oh.
Come here.
Say hi.
There you are. There she is. What? No, she's under the table. That's Ava.
This is the best part of the conversation.
I know, right?
Awesome.
Do you get to bring your dogs to work?
Yeah. When we do Festool Live, Minnie, who works the whiteboard, where she writes everything down where everybody's from, she brings in her lab. This is the mellowest dog I've ever met. His name is Sparky. And everybody freaks out because this dog doesn't move the whole time. So my wife said, come on, man, Kay's getting up there. She's about 14. You got to get her in an episode. So this summer, I'm going to get Kay in an episode. I'll get my second dog's, her name's Guinness.
Guinness, cute.
And the last one is named Dublin. My wife's Irish, so.
Oh, cute. Those are great names. Guinness, Dublin, and KK.
Yeah, and Dublin I like because I can say, hey, come here, Dub. I just.
But it's still cute, and it works. Even though you're calling him a dum-dum, it still works.
Cool.
I
Well,
love it.
really nice to meet you. And
Yes, you too.
thank you from everybody here at Festool for being part of this.
You are very welcome. I'm excited to continue to use it and give users feedback and help people, find out how to use it the best for themselves.
Perfect. Thanks.
And just tagging us in it, and we'll keep sharing your content, and it's great.
Sounds great. And I'll keep educating and yeah, just keep using stuff and showing people how to do it.
Perfect. So you have a great day.
Thanks.
And I'll say it, get back to work.
Will do.
Lydia.
Thanks, Lydia.
Thanks, guys.